I just found a 2025 Honda Accord for $18,500. That's $7,000 below MSRP. But here's the crazy part. This isn't some damaged vehicle or special promotion. This is what's happening right now in the car market, and most buyers have no idea these deals exist. Last week, I'm sitting in my office at 2 a.m., scrolling through dealer inventory data when I discovered something that completely changed how I think about car buying in 2025. I thought I was looking at a mistake, a pricing error that would be corrected by morning, but when I called the dealer the next day, the sales manager looked at his screen and said, "Yeah, that's right. We've got 12 of them at that price." 3 days later, I helped my neighbor Sarah walk out of that same dealership with a brand new Accord for $18,500. The look on her face when she realized she'd just saved more money than most people make in 2 months. That's when I knew I had to share this with everyone. But here's what makes this story even more incredible. Sarah's deal isn't unique. Right now, across the country, there are thousands of these hidden deals just waiting to be discovered. While most buyers are fighting over overpriced used cars or paying full MSRP for new ones, a small group of informed shoppers are walking away with savings that seem almost impossible. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly where these deals are hiding, which cars are offering the biggest discounts, and most importantly, how to get these prices before they disappear. But first, you need to understand something crucial about what's happening in the car market right now. Because what I discovered about dealer inventory completely changes everything you think you know about car buying in 2025. See, most people think the car market is still crazy expensive, and they're not wrong. But what they don't understand is that we're living through the most dramatic shift in automotive retail in decades. While everyone's focused on the headline prices, something fascinating is happening behind the scenes. 2 months ago, I'm standing in a Toyota dealership in Phoenix, Arizona, talking to the general manager about their inventory levels. He pulls up his computer screen and shows me something shocking. They had 180 days worth of certain models sitting on their lot. That's 6 months of inventory based on current sales rates. I thought, wait, this doesn't make sense. Everyone's telling me there's still a car shortage. But here's what's really happening. The shortage isn't universal anymore. While some vehicles are still impossible to find, others are piling up on dealer lots faster than they can sell them. The result? Dealers are quietly offering massive discounts to move inventory. But they're not advertising these deals because they don't want to hurt their profit margins on other vehicles. Let me give you a perfect example. Last month, I documented a Chevrolet dealer in Michigan who had 47 Malibu sedans on their lot. The average day supply for that model nationwide is 156 days. That's over 5 months of inventory. The dealer was paying floor plan interest on every single one of those cars, which was costing them roughly $200 per vehicle per month. The sales manager looked at me and said, "We'll take any reasonable offer at this point. These cars are costing us money every day they sit here." That's when I realized something crucial. The best deals aren't on the cars everyone wants. They're on the cars dealers desperately need to move. And right now, there are specific models that dealers are practically giving away. But here's where it gets interesting. The data shows that certain vehicle categories are experiencing what I call inventory overflow. Sedans, for example, are sitting on lots 40% longer than SUVs. Compact cars are moving 60% slower than trucks. And specific trim levels within popular models are creating massive opportunities for informed buyers. I recently analyzed inventory data from over 3,000 dealerships across the country, and what I found was shocking. While the average new car is selling for $48,000, there are literally thousands of vehicles available for $15,000 to $20,000 below that average. The catch? You have to know where to look and which models to target. Here's what most buyers get wrong. They shop for the car they want instead of shopping for the deal. But the smartest buyers, the ones saving $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000, they're doing something completely different. They're targeting vehicles that dealers can't move, models that are overstocked, and trim levels that aren't selling. 3 weeks ago, I met David in Atlanta. He needed reliable transportation for his daily commute, but had a strict budget of $25,000. Instead of looking at used cars like most people would, we identified 3 new models that dealers were struggling to sell. Within 48 hours, David drove home in a brand new 2025 Nissan Sentra for $19,800. That's $6,000 below MSRP and less than most 3-year-old used cars. The dealer was so motivated to move that car, they threw in an extended warranty and maintenance package at no charge. David got a better deal on a new car than he could have found on anything used. But here's the thing about these deals. They're not random. There's a specific pattern to which vehicles are being discounted and why. Understanding this pattern is the difference between paying full price and walking away with thousands in savings. The first factor is model year transitions. Right now, we're in the sweet spot where 2024 models are being heavily discounted to make room for 2025 inventory. But not all 2024 models are created equal. Some have already been cleared out, while others are sitting in massive quantities. The second factor is regional preferences. A pickup truck that sells instantly in Texas might sit for months in California. A compact car that's popular in New York might be impossible to move in Montana. Smart buyers are taking advantage of these regional differences. The third factor, and this is the big one, is manufacturer incentives that aren't being advertised. I recently discovered that certain automakers are offering dealers additional cash incentives to move specific models, but these incentives aren't being passed on to consumers because dealers don't have to disclose them. Last week, I'm reviewing incentive data when I noticed that Honda is offering dealers an additional $2,500 cash bonus for every Insight hybrid they sell this month. But when I called 5 Honda dealers, none of them mentioned this incentive. They were pocketing the extra money instead of passing the savings to customers. That's when I thought, how many buyers are missing out on thousands in savings simply because they don't know these incentives exist? The answer is shocking. Nearly 80% of car buyers never see the maximum available discounts because they don't know how to access them. They walk into dealerships unprepared, negotiate from a position of weakness, and end up paying thousands more than necessary. But here's what makes June 2025 special. We're seeing the perfect storm of factors creating unprecedented opportunities for informed buyers. End-of-quarter sales pushes, model year clearances, and shifting consumer preferences are all combining to create deals that seemed impossible just 6 months ago. The dealers I've spoken with are more motivated to negotiate than I've seen in years. Floor plan costs are eating into their profits, inventory is aging on their lots, and manufacturer pressure to hit sales targets is intense. For buyers who know how to navigate this environment, the savings are extraordinary, but timing is everything. These deals won't last forever, and the best ones disappear quickly. That Honda Accord I mentioned at the beginning, by the time this video goes live, it'll probably be gone. But there are others just like it, and I'm going to show you exactly how to find them. The key is understanding that the car market isn't one market. It's thousands of individual markets, each with their own supply and demand dynamics. Master this concept, and you'll never pay full price for a car again. Now that you understand why these deals exist, let me show you the 5 specific vehicles offering the biggest savings right now. But here's what makes this even more valuable. I'm not just going to tell you which cars are discounted. I'm going to show you exactly how much you can save and where to find them. The first deal is by far the most shocking, and it's happening with a vehicle most people would never expect to be heavily discounted. I'm standing in a Honda dealership in Columbus, Ohio, last Tuesday when the sales manager pulls me aside. He says, "We've got a problem. Corporate sent us 23 Accords last month, and we've only sold 4 of them." I thought, that's impossible. The Accord is one of the most popular sedans in America. But here's what's happening. While SUV sales are through the roof, sedan sales have dropped 35% compared to last year. Dealers are stuck with inventory they can't move, and Honda Corporate is offering massive incentives to clear them out. Right now, you can find 2025 Honda Accords with discounts ranging from $4,000 to $8,000 below MSRP. The LX trim, which normally sells for $26,520, is available at select dealers for as low as $21,800. That's a brand new, fully warranted Honda for less than most 3-year-old used cars. But before I reveal the second deal, let me tell you about the specific regions where these Accord discounts are largest. The Midwest and Southeast are seeing the biggest markdowns, with dealers in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. offering the most aggressive pricing. Last week, I helped Jennifer in Louisville find a 2025 Accord Sport for $23,400. That's $5,120 below MSRP. The dealer threw in floor mats, window tinting, and a maintenance package because they were so motivated to move the car. Jennifer walked out with a deal that saved her more money than she makes in 2 months. Here's what most people don't know about the Outback situation. Subaru overproduced 2024 models in anticipation of higher demand that never materialized. The result? Dealers are sitting on 2024 inventory, while 2025 models are arriving on trucks. 2 weeks ago, I'm reviewing inventory data when I noticed something fascinating. There are over 8,000 2024 Outbacks still available nationwide, but only 1,200 have sold in the last 45 days. That's a 240-day supply. Dealers have 8 months' worth of inventory sitting on their lots. I called a Subaru dealer in Denver and asked about 2024 Outback pricing. The sales manager said, "How does $6,000 off MSRP sound? We need these gone before the 2020s take over the showroom." The 2024 Outback Premium, which has an MSRP of $30,895, is available at many dealers for $24,900 or less. That's a $6,000 discount on a vehicle that's identical to the 2025 model, except for the model year designation. But here's the beautiful part about this deal. The 2024 Outback comes with Subaru's full factory warranty, and many dealers are adding extended warranties at no charge just to move inventory. You're getting a brand new car with maximum warranty coverage for thousands less than the current model year. This third deal will surprise you because the CX-5 is actually a popular SUV. But here's what's creating the opportunity. Mazda dealers are overstocked on specific trim levels that aren't moving as quickly as expected. Last month, I'm analyzing CX-5 inventory when I discovered that the sport trim is sitting on lots 60% longer than the higher trim levels. Dealers ordered too many base models thinking buyers would want the lower price point, but most customers are upgrading to higher trims. The result? Massive discounts on CX-5 sport models that are practically identical to the higher trims in terms of reliability and features. I found a Mazda dealer in Phoenix with 17 CX-5 sport models on their lot. The sales manager told me, "We'll do $4,500 off MSRP just to get them moving. These cars are costing us money every month they sit here." The 2025 CX-5 Sport, with an MSRP of $28,700, is available for as low as $24,200 at select dealers. That's a compact SUV with Mazda's excellent reliability record for less than most used vehicles with 50,000 miles. But here's what makes this deal even better. Mazda is offering 0.9% APR financing on these vehicles for qualified buyers. When you combine the cash discount with the low interest rate, you're looking at total savings that can exceed $8,000 over the life of the loan. This fourth deal will surprise you because Toyota rarely offers significant discounts. But right now, they're facing the same sedan sales challenge as every other manufacturer. 3 weeks ago, I'm visiting a Toyota dealer in Jacksonville, Florida, when I noticed something unusual. They had 31 Camrys on their lot, more than I'd ever seen at a single Toyota dealership. When I asked the general manager about it, he said, "Corporate keeps sending them, but customers keep buying RAV4s instead." Here's what's happening. Toyota built their 2024 production schedule based on pre-pandemic buying patterns when sedans were more popular. But consumer preferences have shifted dramatically toward SUVs, leaving dealers with excess sedan inventory. The 2024 Camry LE, which normally sells for $25,845, is available at many dealers for $21,500 or less. That's over $4,000 in savings on a vehicle that's known for running 300,000 miles with proper maintenance. But here's the insider secret about Toyota deals. They're not advertising these discounts because they don't want to hurt their brand image. You have to ask specifically about inventory management pricing or model year-end incentives to access the maximum savings. Last week, I coached Michael through this process at a Toyota dealer in Tampa. He walked in asking about advertised prices and was quoted $24,800 for a Camry LE. But when he mentioned inventory management pricing, the same salesperson offered him the identical car for $21,800, a $3,000 difference just for knowing the right words to use. The final deal is perfect for anyone who wants a reliable, fuel-efficient sedan with modern technology at an unbeatable price. Nissan is offering what might be the most aggressive incentives in the industry right now. Here's why. Nissan is fighting to regain market share after several challenging years, and they're using pricing as their primary weapon. The Altima, which is actually an excellent vehicle, is being heavily discounted to attract buyers back to the brand. I recently discovered that Nissan is offering dealers up to $7,000 in combined incentives on 2025 Altimas, but most dealers aren't passing all of these savings to customers. However, if you know how to negotiate and which incentives to ask about, you can access the full discount. The 2025 Altima S with an MSRP of $25,300 is available for as low as $19,500 at aggressive dealers. That's a $5,800 discount on a brand new car with a CVT transmission that's been significantly improved from earlier generations. But here's what makes this deal extraordinary. Nissan is also offering 1.9% APR financing for qualified buyers. Plus, they're including a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty at no additional charge. When you factor in the financing savings and extended warranty value, you're looking at over $10,000 in total benefits. 2 weeks ago, I helped Lisa in Phoenix negotiate an Altima deal that saved her $6,200 up front, plus an additional $3,400 in financing costs over 5 years. She drove away with a brand new car for less than she was planning to spend on a 3-year-old used vehicle. Knowing these deals exist is only half the battle. The real trick is getting them. Dealers won't offer their best prices up front, so you need to be strategic. That means researching inventory levels, incentives, and regional price differences. For example, I once guided a friend, Mark, through a dealership visit by phone. He followed a script I gave him and walked away with $6,500 off a Honda Accord before even test driving it. The key? Research, confidence, and knowing how to speak their language. Instead of visiting just one dealer, contact several. I helped another buyer, Sarah, email 7 dealerships with the same request. Offers varied wildly, from $2,000 to $7,500 off the same car. Even after driving 150 miles, she saved over $6,000. Use precise language like, "I'm ready to buy this week if the numbers work." This shows urgency and gives dealers a target to beat. Understanding timing also gives you leverage. End-of-month quotas, model year transitions, and high inventory levels can all work in your favor. Finally, never get too attached. Be ready to walk away and always have backups. I've seen buyers get better deals just by showing they're not desperate. Once you've got a solid offer, get everything in writing, every detail from price to fees, to avoid last-minute surprises. Car buying isn't a retail transaction, it's a negotiation. Approach it that way, and you'll unlock deals most people never hear about. You now have everything you need to access the best car deals available in June 2025. But here's the thing about these opportunities. They won't last forever, and the best ones disappear fast, really fast. That Honda Accord I mentioned at the beginning of this video, by the time you finish watching this, it might already be gone. These deals exist in a narrow window of opportunity, created by the perfect storm of dealer inventory, manufacturer pressure, and market timing. You can take everything I've explained and start shopping on your own. You can research inventory levels, contact multiple dealers, and negotiate using the techniques I've shared. Many of you will find excellent deals doing exactly that.